Today is February 8th, 2026. I told you yesterday on the 7th at the BMV on Wales Road in Maslin. There was a lady right inside the door. We had pulled over so I could use the restroom. And we walked in. She's on the phone. I've seen her before. And she's like, the girl they're actually stealing for. That heavy set girl that lost a lot of weight. They took the money they stole. They used it to pay for a nose job for her. They have her head till they're ready for it. It's like, ready for what? And it's like they made her lose all kinds of weight doing a nose job. They're gonna sell her, right? That's what they do. They sell people. And then you gotta think, all these people are running around making fun of me because some man I have never met in my life. Finally seen him in a restaurant. I told you through Instagram after the FBI case. He texts me instant message. I think you're beautiful. It's like, thanks. And love is something on the beach. Da 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 da. Okay, weird. What's really weird is when people talk about him around me in stores and then he drives by. Stalker. And he's with the cartel. Okay, and then they start talking about Bill from the Freemason attorney and Karen's will and all this other stuff. And they all sound like the same person. He's an imposter. He's impersonating all these different people, and it's just him. And the Henry Moffey. But his face, he's lost so much weight around his cheekbones, it's caved in. There's something really wrong with him. I told you on January 1926, Carl and I have been through a lot. Okay? So these people have been showing up, oh, they're going to take care of you, they're going to do that. And they need to realize they can't touch me. You can tell them, you can show them the law, they can't touch me. FBI informant, witness protection program. They told people years ago, Karen belongs to the U.S. government. She cannot be processed. She's part of an FBI case. So I get so mad at these people. It's like, you can fucking kiss my government immunity, government protected informant ass. I get tired of them. She can't be processed. Oh, we're going to get her. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's like, shut up. Go out there and they're trying to scare you and all this other stuff. Well, my son Joshy, real silly. Okay, when he's a teenager, MC Hammer had this song, Can't Touch This. I thought of Joshy dancing around the living room going, you can't touch this, do. So I turned it on the radio, and I'm joking around with Carl, trying to get him to laugh. And I did. I said, these people need to realize they can't touch me. Do. And I'm like joking around in the car. It made him so angry. He came in, Bob Evans, January 1926 in Fairlawn. Sat down with a guy, and the one that got a hold of her online. I thought, you look like that picture. Ew. The weird messages? The one they've been talking about? I told her husband she was cheating when I sent those messages. That's not cheating, that's you being weird. He was cheating with at least 3 women. One he was trying to kill me for. And I tell every man she's not good enough for another man. It's like, fuck you. You know? And I'm thinking this, and I'm like, weirdo. And then he's like, I'm the one that told her new husband's son I'd steal everything from him, and I'll make sure he gets it. He's the one that sent Rick to kill Carl. Okay? And where they said Will wanted Carl's land. It's like, you're that Will guy, too. It's you. And I heard he was down there vandalizing stuff at the farm. I told him, I'm going to steal everything. You're not going to steal nothing, jack shit. The officers that worked her case, now he just admitted there was an FBI case. They only watch her because they feel sorry for her because she's like a big kid. there's a court order and they like me, so shut up. And that means they're in there taping your fucking dumb ass. I heard Michelle's telling on us for what we're doing. Like December 1st, 25, Walmart 62. These people admitted this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. That the doctor from before was not one of mine, works for them, and they have lied, and she don't know who he is. And that guy Pete that was running his mouth about her, she don't even know who he is. It's just somebody Dave hired on his own. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And the tape of Weird with Yourself is a shower scene of washing yourself, put it in the other room to make you look weird. And the whole thing's photoshopped. And it's just a scam to extort money from the government. You mean, like that, what she's telling on you? Didn't deny it. Didn't deny it, bitch. And, what else did you say, sweetie? That while the FBI is busy with Minnesota, I have a judge's friend, so you're the one, Raymond Ludick? You're the one, Raymond Ludick. But I didn't even know you. That will enter that tape of Weird with Yourself, the shower scene in the other room, and the drug confessions, and they'll sign everything over to us, and I'll steal all the money from the case, and the FBI won't know what him, and I'll pull a fast one on him. Well, I told him. And I told the President of the United States. A-hole. Carl was in the bathroom. Guy's sitting at the table ahead of mine. Or behind mine. I'm looking right at him. Him saying that shit. Okay. Well, Carl comes out of the bathroom. Guy says a few more things and then he leaves. I don't even know how to tell Carl. The guy behind all that just walked out. I had an appointment. We went to, then we had to get a sugar meter because he forgot his meter for his sugar level. So we had to get a finger prick one from Walmart. And I'm like, Carl, look at this picture of my phone. Did you see a guy look like that? He said, yeah, I seen him. I said, hot damn, he showed up. It's him. And I said, he tells people that I'm not good enough for another man. He's ugly as a horse's ass. And where Danny said Rick has a small dick syndrome, that he thinks he has to hurt people to prove his manhood. Real men don't hurt people. I said, that's what's wrong with him. He's got the small dick syndrome. I go into Summit Mall. The girls in the cartel are dying laughing. We heard what she said about the guy that's doing it to her. Michelle says she's telling on all of them. Don't say a word. Okay, January 1926. Okay. Yesterday on the 7th, at the BMV, that lady, well, in January 19, they were talking about some Michelle and Lauren, part of the cartel that they were stealing for. And these big, huge girls, 300 pounds, how they were stealing for them. 300 pounders. 250, 300 pounders. Oh, they wore the tiniest shorts. Sports bras. Let all the rolls in their stomach hang out. Their thick thighs with gristle. It was a lot. Now they were stealing for them. Okay. And let's see. And they were saying how he was dating them. I don't know these people from Adam. Do I care? You're a chubby chaser. Who cares? Well, October 4th, 23. Maslin, the Michelle and Lauren one had lost a lot of weight. Still at least a 16, 18. Still heavy. Her sister's still really heavy. Will said he's stealing everything for us. October 6/23, Walmart 62. That girl running around telling everybody they're stealing for them. There's one of the guys from the case. It's his girlfriend breaking how he's stealing everything for her. I was up in Akron in the summer of 23, and they were telling one of my client's neighbors that how this Will is stealing for them, and he was outside a while later and said, I told that Lauren I don't want her and her friends up here anymore. Okay? They told everybody. So where that lady yesterday at the BMV, the heavyset girl that they were stealing for, the one that lost all the weight, they already moved her out and hid her. They've even, he's paid for a nose job for her. And till they're ready for us, like, ready for what? You're going to sell her? Too stupid to realize it. And I can do the, I can be a mean girl too. Anybody can be mean. I mean, that guy's ugly as a horse's ass. And I'm sorry, heavyset Michelle, but I'm going to be mean. That man's so pathetic. He had to pay a fat girl to date him. A fat girl to date him. And what did he do? Steal enough money to pay for bypass surgery in her stomach? Huh? To make her lose all that weight? And now you're still not happy with her, and you're making her have cosmetic surgery to fix her to make her look pretty enough for you? And you're ugly as a horse's ass. You had to pay a fat girl to date you. You probably paid for some kind of surgery or some kind of diet thing to make her lose all that weight, and now you're paying for plastic surgery to fix her face? He's pathetic. And then he tells people I'm too ugly. And they tell people I'm fat because I've gained maybe 10 pounds. And over the last year and a half, a lot of it's probably stress. That and our winter's been very cold. And you can't hardly go out. It's like, 12 degrees out there? It's below zero when I came home. The delusional man that said he's going to store money from government came up with the most ridiculous scam on earth. Today, on February 8th, 26, we're down in Virginia's restaurant in Carrollton. Part of the extortion group for him is in there. I got Carl away today. And when we were sitting there, it was like the old Carl was back. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't acting goofy because he's afraid and he's, kind of thing. We had a long talk yesterday. Where his family has admitted to beating him before, and then he's told me of the other ones beating on him. I said, I would never hurt you. The most you're going to do is get a lecture. A lecture of don't be afraid of these people. Don't let them control you so much. I said, you have the right to make decisions over your own life. And if I don't agree with them, I will tell you because I'm your wife. But in the end, you have to live with your own decisions. Because they're yours. Freedom to make the decisions over his own life. Now I get after him for his sugar. For health reasons. That, you're not going to eat candy. You're not going to do this and put your life at risk. By acting like a bad child eating something you shouldn't. That's a whole different ballgame. The A loves me for that. Because we're getting his health under control. But today it was nice seeing the old Carl come out. I wasn't afraid. Sitting around talking, acting fine. I miss my husband like that. This cowardly person that's been so afraid. It's like, where did my husband go? It's where fear took over. See, that's where in the store yesterday, and he'll just ramble on to anybody because he's just upset. We went to look for Jell-O. He went to say, I said, Carl, let's go. I said, Carl. I said, stop. We'll talk about this out in the car. Then he just got this hoarding thing. I've been putting a stop to it since we got together. Where he tried to fill his void with having 10 large cans of coffee that'll last 3 years. 10 packs of toilet stuff he'd never be able to finish using because he'll replace it more. You don't need that many things. You just need enough for now and a couple weeks. You don't want to keep going to the store. You don't need to surround your stuff with things. That's another thing, and we've been working on getting rid of. And this kind of act. When we got out in the car, I said, when the drug cartel was hurting me, and they were hurting me bad, I had a lot to be afraid of. I said I went to work one day, and I was just distraught. And this girl yelled at me. She said, would you act like an adult? Pick yourself up by your bootstraps and put a board down your back and yell back at these people. Do not let them bully you. Yell back. Put a board down your back and pull yourself up by the bootstraps and act like an adult. And stop cowering. And we had that talk yesterday. I said, I will do my best to protect you as much as I can. I can try to block everything they're doing, and I'll let the police know what they're doing. I said, but you cannot live your life in fear of, I know they're threatening your life. I know they're threatening mine. I know they beat that horse his daughter had and poisoned a cat and tried to bring Carl, and he wasn't even down there. He couldn't even go to his own farm because his son was threatening to kill him, to take everything. Told other people he was going to kill him and he didn't know how. And that Henry Moffey saying he's going to help some bastard threaten to kill his father to steal from him. How now? And his second wife's kids that had stole over $60,000 to $100,000 from my husband had admit they almost beat him to death. Another one sexually assaulted him. And he's told me they've beat on him too. Oh, they're not even his kids. They're only his second wife's kids. Oh, it's not right. They don't get everything. How they're going to try to steal for them. They ain't going to steal for nothing for them. See, you're not entitled to nothing in this life but your paycheck. And if you're married, half of the assets you and your husband occurred. That's it. Do we understand each other? Just because you're somebody's kid, you're not entitled to anything. You don't have the right to steal from your parents. Matter of fact, it's a federal crime when you try to steal from the elderly. Like Kathy Stoneman said, it's Carl's land, it's Carl's money. He can do whatever he wants with it. He can live wherever he wants. This is still the United States of America, where these people are trying to put it off and make people believe we live in a communist country, and they can tell you where you can go, where you can work, where you can live. And that they can take all your money and you're so dumb you can fall for it. I'm not that stupid. Well, today in Virginia's restaurant in Carrollton, now Carl had a really good time at the table, and thank God he can't hear when we're in a lot of noisy area, because he needs his hearing aids. But us sitting down there and him being relaxed, Carl came back, it was so nice. He needed to get away. He needed it. We go to leave, and there's this guy over the thing, and they're saying, his family said that she's taking advantage of him. See, that's what they tell people. That I was supposed to be the one taking advantage of him. His fucking stepdaughter, Deb, the one that sexually assaulted him, that Carl said beat on him several times. 6 foot, 300-pound man. I mean, a woman beating on a 130-pound man. That's only 5'3". It was like a man assault. She sexually assaulted my husband in a courthouse. Like I said, it was like a man molesting my husband in that courthouse, September 10th, 25. Where, when I first moved in with Carl, where they have robbed him blind, he had ragged shoes. He had old ragged socks, holy socks as he calls them. He had ragged jeans, ragged shirts. He didn't have a decent winter coat. I had to buy him shoes. She told me off, he don't need shoes. Yes, he does. I buy him healthy food. He don't eat healthy food. He don't think he deserves life. She told Audrey when they got done taking care of Carl, that truck we traded in, she was already had her dibs on it, and they were dividing up his stuff before he's dead. I want you to think about that shit. And they're so mad they can't rob him blind, and they can't beat on him, and they can't hurt him because they can't get to him. Fucking bastards. And that Rick threatening to and framing him, and he's still, when he finds out where he is, he's gonna come for him. He wants a threat. Tell him I'm coming. Now he already broke in our apartment, stole notes between us. Person named Carl got information on our banking account. Left voicemails taunting us that he'd been in our apartment. Broke in. Left messages. He don't need that big TV. What I buy my husband for Christmas is none of his damn business. He shouldn't have known about that TV. So I bought him a bigger one this year. Don't tell me what to do. And then I start getting sick when I'm drinking coffee at home. I drink coffee all the time. Making me sick. And then after he left messages how he was going to tell the Humane Society Carl had dementia, Alzheimer's. He doesn't have any of it. Carl, he was just lying. That he was beating that horse and that cat. Went down and he actually beat that horse. He poisoned the cat. When the Humane Society found out what was going on, my son Danny put that horse on his friend's farm, got a vet to take care of it. It took a couple weeks for it to come out. In the meantime, they were putting stuff on the sores. The neighbor said 2 days before that it didn't have a mark on it. A week before that, Danny took Carl down there to get a hope chest that was his grandmother. The pictures of it was perfect. Cat was fine. Neighbor said the cat was fine 2 days before that. He was dying when the Humane Society showed up. He was trying to get Carl arrested. It was Desi's animals, his grown daughters, just storing them there. Carl risked his life, ran down, grabbed that cat, took it to the vet. They said it was dying of liver disease. He had to poison it. So where he's like, you realize he's probably playing with your coffee creamer. That's why every time you go to take a drink out of coffee, you want to get sick. You can drink coffee at the restaurant, but you can't drink it at home. We got home from making reports to the police. Things had been moved. Over the refrigerator, the cap was off the milk. Off of it. Dumped everything out. Where Sheriff Cox told me to take my husband around. I was out there in 3 days. But he's gonna sue me. Huh? He's gonna steal everything from me. He's delusional. Like these people. And they were saying I take advantage of him. I'm the one that Carl didn't even have decent clothes. He's got a closet full of clothes. He has several pairs of shoes. Do you know when he broke in where I had tennis shoes for Carl that he hadn't even worn? Still in the box, gone. Wedding shoes, gone. Those are $100 shoes. A lot of his good stuff, like that, they stole. They're thieves. That's all they are. Sheriff Cox said, figure he's on drugs. Yeah, and how they're going to put him in a nursing home. Carl's like, I don't want to die alone in a nursing home. I said, you don't have to go to a nursing home. You don't have dementia all the time. It's even the VA said 3 different doctors. He's fine. You don't have to go to a nursing home. They threatened to annul our marriage. They threatened to kill us both. They threatened to bash both our skulls in. Told other people they were going to kill us both. You know what happened because of their arrogant asshole behavior? Where I'd signed off of that farm. So the only clause that was in there is if Carl, any kind of last bit of medical, if they didn't pay for it, the farm would have been sold. to pay for the medical and then distribute it among certain children. But that's it. But otherwise, if they paid the medical, they could split that farm. See, that's where they cut their own throat. They cut their own throat. And like Kathy Stoneman said, Rick wants to be an asshole. You get nothing. They all got nothing. And Brenda's brats, Brenda and Jim Blue's brats. Deb was 26, married on her own, with her own children. Didn't even know Carl as a stepdad. It's just her mother's second husband. The other ones were, 12, 13, and the other one was 15, 16. Their dad was still alive, still living in town, still came seeing them till about 10 years ago when he died. Within the last 10 years. Knew him my whole life. The orphan Annie Betsy Con. And Carl, you know why they say, well, I don't know why he didn't know. Well, maybe because her real dad was alive. Stupid fuckers. Carl, like Kathy said, was just an ATM to them that they could rob. Well, the ATM is closed. They're not getting another damn dime. And that's all there is to it. And where that guy was in there, they're going to get lawyers, they're going to sue her, they're going to steal everything. No, they're not. They don't have a legal leg to stand on. Oh, she's taking advantage of him. Hi, keeping him alive, protecting him from assholes trying to kill him. The ones that told him he didn't have the right to move off to a mobile home with his wife, that he don't have rights in the United States just like everybody else. He live anywhere he damn well pleases, and he don't need Brenda's brats telling him he don't have rights. The ones that beat on him. I have over 60 grand in cash checks. They never paid him back. Who buys his shoes, his clothes, his socks, his coats, his hat, his scarves? I do. Who buys him all the vitamins that he needs? I do. All the insurance he drinks and all the waters, the different foods? I do. Who makes sure he has his favorite foods? I do. But they say I take advantage. It costs me an arm and a leg. Now I got him workout equipment, so that where the VA wants him to exercise more and it's so cold. Burn off some of that sugar, get it under control. Do you know, I keep him active enough where he's turned 80. His blood levels are the levels of a 40-year-old. The only thing really bad right now is his sugar. And we're trying to get that under control. That's why they want him to work out. He was still running a tractor and baling hay last year. He baled 300 bales of hay, 80-pound bales of hay, in 2 weeks. He's a workhorse. And they're saying how I'm taking advantage of him. Well, their greed and their stupidity cost him everything. And then you're not getting an attorney, and no attorney's going to get charged with senior abuse for trying to steal from the elderly. So that's what they're looking at. And so that idiot showing up there for that Henry Moffey, how they're going to get a group of attorneys and sue her for taking advantage of him. No, they're not, fuckhead. You mean the pathetic little runt that I found out even made up lies that I had an affair with him and I've never met him in person? And he had to pay some fat girl in the cartel to date him? Now he has to pay for plastic surgery for her? And people make fun of me because a man I've never met in person went out with some big fat girl in the cartel. I've never even met him. What are you making fun of? He's delusional. And he had to pay that fat girl and tried to run a con to steal from the government for that fat girl to go out with him. Now he has to pay for plastic surgery for her. And he's probably going to sell her. And that idiot saying, anybody shows up here where we know she got a hold of the White House, the president sends anybody out, I'll take care of them, I'll tell them what I found out on her before. Where they drugged me and told me to say it or Photoshop something. Made something up. I am in the witness protection program. I am an FBI informant in an FBI case. I got them a bunch of information where they told people before, Karen belongs to the U.S. government. She can't be processed. She's part of an FBI case. They need to learn to base it. And do you know what somebody from the White House would say? The Department of Justice? We don't care. Do you want to know? We don't care. You want to know that we already heard about your scam and we don't care. She's protected by the government. Do you know 95% of the people in the witness protection program are hardened criminals? Really bad criminals that rat out or get information on somebody worse. They wipe out their whole past. They have no criminal background. Government gives them money, immunity, medical cards, and they take care of them, and they're really bad criminals. Only 5% are victims. So where you can run around and say, well, we're going to tell them this, we're going to tell them that. You know what they're going to tell you? She's an FBI informant. No one can touch her. She's protected by the U.S. government. We don't care. And we've already heard about your scam. They're going to tell you, we don't care. I told you, we went to Katan's yesterday. The guy sitting right behind me and Carl. I've seen him around me several times saying stuff. He's part of that Will guy and my ex-husband. He's saying, Will said he looked it up. And if Dave said they could do it to her, it was legal. You're a retard, right? Right on Google. I already talked to a real criminal attorney. A real criminal attorney. Dave couldn't hire anybody on his own. Right on Google. Even an attorney has to be the client's attorney to only access medical records signed and released with a picture ID for the attorney that is representing the client, like a dog bite, and only for what they're representing. It is illegal for any other attorney to obtain anybody else's medical records. It is punishable by 5 years and a $250,000 fine. Oh, I made sure I said that. And if an attorney sets up button cameras in someone's home, it is voyeurism, illegal monitoring, cyber stalking. Without the kiddie porn of my grandkids going potty. Without the drugs, confessions of photoshopping and washing, the beat and rape, human trafficking, and attempted murder. Dave's not my pimp. If they set up button cameras, it's 5 years federal. 5 to 15. Disbarred immediately. It's right to privacy. If an attorney has someone drugged for a confession, it's 20 years. 20 years. Google. See, they could never have my medical records. They could never know anything of it. It's all made up. All made up. Where everything's a lie, where everything's a scam. But I will let you know, Agent John, where it is illegal for an FBI agent to tell an informant or victim they can't say anything, then you've already told. Confessed on a recorded line. You already talked to everyone, made fun of me, bullied me, then listed me in form of immunity, and then threatened me again, even though you knew, already admitted everybody knew. And then you don't have authority. First Amendment takes a judge in a jury trial to put a gag order on you. If an FBI agent tries to silence a victim or informant, it is 20 years. Witness tampering and obstruction of justice. Right to privacy. Police and agency can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements with a court order. Nothing else. Talk to an attorney, prosecutor's office, please. Fourth Amendment. You have a right to remain silent. If you drug somebody for a fake confession, it's 20 years. I can start, let's see, right to remain quiet, right to attorney, a right to a fair court trial, bail and bond, the right, no one can, another thing, an FBI agent cannot tell anybody they can't help you. 20 years. They can't even try to take your money themselves or misdirect it. It's 20 years. Agent John, you might want to pay me before who the president sends down here that you stole my money. President Trump is big on corruption and people stealing from the government. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of people making stupid shit ass things of Will's trying to sell her. He's tired of her being fat. Me. Well, deal with your own fat girlfriend. When you have to pay to date you. You're so pathetic. I don't even know you. Oh, he ought to just have someone do her in. I don't want to hear your threats. I don't want your opinion. You're just some pathetic ass my ex-husband hired. You're pathetic. You're not getting a dime. You can't touch the FBI's money. But Agent John, you do need to pay me. Because you got a lot of explaining to do for that recorded line. Well, see, I sort of emailed the White House. We're in the phone number for Walmart 62 for December 1st, 25, that investigator. Saying all that. What Michelle told him. Where to find the real case and how you talked to me on the recorded line. Well, within 4 or 5 days, I got an email. They will be sending the appropriate federal agency to handle this. Agent Don, I like my money. Because what you've done is like 100 years. You can't do any of this. Where everybody says you can't. They want to know why our local police haven't arrested you. I'd like my money. I'd like a new name and social for me and Carl. So we can live our lives in peace. We both need medical cards. I'd like a letter of thank you for helping you get all those drug dealers. See where they were scamming everybody, saying they were going to steal for them, they were going to steal for this, we're going to steal for that. We're going to steal for Melissa and her lying kids for their mean games of pretend. No, you're not. We're going to steal for John, Josh, or Dan. No, you're not. We'll steal for this person. No, they already told you a long time ago. They're stealing. The cartel told you themselves. They were stealing for the heavy set Michelle and Lauren. They said one of them was dating Will. He was stealing for them. And then repeatedly. The one that lost all the weight, where she was a good 300-pounder. Her and her sister. He had to pay a fat girl to date her. Then she's lost a lot of weight, and now he's having to pay for plastic surgery. He's going to end up selling her. The man is a twisted bastard. He told people he was King Henry the King. He was billed from the Freemasons. He's an FBI agent, well. He's attorney, well. I don't care if he calls himself Tinkerbell. And that guy today, she thinks she's so much better than everyone else. You know, that's what people were saying in Alliance. That church was saying she thinks she's so much better than anyone else. When they found out I hadn't even been part of their church in 15 years, nobody thought it was funny because they were making it up. That's one of the churchy lies. For an excuse to think that they can hurt people. Make people like, they just think they're better than anybody else. Well, Henry Maffei, I am better than you. I wouldn't hurt a person. No one. I almost died to save my family. Risked my life. Where Dave threatened to kill everyone, I laid my life down to save my family. I was almost murdered. I helped the government get information on the cartels. Thousands went to jail and hundreds were saved. You're not good enough to meet me. We'll put it that way, sweetie. Realize it and accept it. You can't touch me. And if an attorney, a prosecutor's office, a police, anybody tries to go against an FBI informant that is in protected custody from the government in a witness protection program for their part of a federal case, it's 20 years. Who wants to go to jail? I almost died. I have been raped. I have been tortured. I have been human trafficked. My skull's been bashed in. I've been beat in my stomach till they almost ruptured my intestines. They damaged my bladder for 2 years. I had to be on bladder spasms for being tortured. My rib cage is damaged. They induced vomiting until my stomach shifted up underneath my ribs. My arm was chicken winged, and I have been beat mercifully, horribly. I lived through all that trying to save my family. Henry Maffei, you are not good enough to meet me. Most people win awards. I'd like a letter of thank you, Agent John. I heard people saying that agent probably thought she was an easy mark, knowing she was being drug, beat, and raped. Probably thought he'd steal from her, too. I'm sure the Department of Justice is going to have a lot of questions for you with the recorded line and the behavior thereof, because there's no damn excuse. I already told them where they made fun of you for falling for the Stana tapes before, mocking you June 7th, 23, called you a coward August 5th, 25. You have made a public fool out of the FBI and our justice system. They sent it out to children that Henry Maffei sold government technology. Will selling the login for $25 a pop. He sold government technology to the cartels. If it wasn't for carrying around the house Karen's will, you wouldn't have got Judge Peters out of Florida. 100 men. The cartel out of Buffalo, New York, Michigan, California. The Texas group. We all work for the King from Texas. And don't forget Michael Peterson that was connected to Drakasami. Smuggling oil into the U.S. And I got bill of sale, the letter of allegation, times when he was going down there, where he is staying, the state that was buying it, when the port it was coming in. Not bad for a little old lady. And like a lady investigator said, they called out and asked. They said it wasn't legit, and they'd look into it. And Drakasami was arrested for stealing oil from under his government. If it wasn't for carrying around the house, you wouldn't have had to wade into the cartels. You sacrificed me. I'd like my money.